I think a lot of times in business, we're so busy building, right? We're building, we're trying to make sure that what we have is sustained. We're trying to prepare for the future. And sometimes we're trying to just sit in the moment, right?
Your mind is so overwhelmed with so much things that sometimes you don't understand that you're walking into a trap, that you're walking into something you should be doing. So whenever you have a partner that really loves you properly, they look at the overview of everything and they think for you when you can't. It doesn't mean that you're still not that creative. It just means that you have a partner that truly sees the bigger picture.
Absolutely. I love this space so much simply because it's raw, it's completely unfiltered, and so often in life, people see the arrival. They see the beautiful braid bar. They see you guys on social media. They don't know the sacrifice. They don't know the tears. They don't know the numbers. They don't know the logistics. All they see is the end product. They just didn't fit in the aesthetic of what you guys are building.
We've encountered that,
Yeah.
for sure.
We've encountered that so many times, and that's why it's like, I know that we live in a society where like everybody wants to be free of expression.
Yeah.
However, However, I'm understanding as a business owner, and I'm so glad that I was brought up this way. I was brought up very, I would guess in American household would be old school, and an African household would be, this is just what it is.
This is what it is.
I was very much brought up to how you present yourself matter. Have a little fun, but also be, very, very intentional about how you portray yourself everywhere you go. First impression is all you have. You don't get a second, you don't get a third. Once somebody understands who you are, that's where they stick with
you. Sometimes the biggest thing you'll ever build doesn't begin with a business plan. It begins with a conversation. One person says, I have this idea, and the other has to decide, do I believe in this enough to build it with you? That's what season 4 of The Executive Chair is all about, couples. Because building a business is one thing, but building a business while building a marriage, raising a family, managing sacrifices, and still choosing each other, that's a different kind of partnership. And today's story started long before there was ever a business. It began thousands of miles away in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with a culture, a story, a woman who would eventually take pieces of where she came from and use it to help build where her family was going. But a vision is big, is rarely built alone. What happens when one person carries the vision and the other decides your dream is worth building with you? Today, we're talking about that journey, the marriage, the sacrifices, and what it really takes to turn where you come from into a part of legacy that you're creating. My guests are the husband and wife team behind Luxe Braid Bar, Rebeka and Ketrell Marshall. Welcome to the Executive Chair, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
to be here.
I am so grateful to have y'all here.
Yes.
This is absolutely exceptional. This season is all about couples, and there is no way that I could do this without y'all. One of the biggest braid salons in Charlotte. I am so proud of y'all.
Thank you. We
Thank you,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
that. We really do.
Welcome. So this conversation is very relaxed. We just gonna talk. These cameras and this mic just happen to be here, but I cannot wait to hear your story, how y'all got started, all of the ins and outs of Luxe Braid Bar and who you guys individually are. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right. So it is an executive chair tradition that we start with a lightning round. Okay?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Now, the lightning round is nothing from nothing means nothing, but these are just personal preferences, right? But today is different because I have couples. So I want you to answer this question, and it's him or her. You get it? So if I say, who gets up early? You can say, oh, that's me. Or you say, oh, no, that's him. And we'll do it like that. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Okay. All right. First question is, who takes longer to get ready?
Her.
They both agree. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's me.
Okay. Who Who gets irritated the quickest?
Me.
I'd agree.
Ketrell, you look like you just chill. Okay.
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, that one.
Okay. Who apologizes first?
Me.
You?
Ish.
Sometimes.
I think we both do a really good job at that.
50-50.
So it's a tough one.
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, I
tough
think
one.
we do a pretty good job at that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who is more romantic?
I think she is.
I am.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
love
tries.
Yeah, she's so.
It's okay.
She
Try.
said she's a lover girl. I love
I
that.
am. I love love.
Me too, man. Me too. Who is more likely to spoil the kids?
I think you. It depends on what it
Yeah,
is. If
that's
it's time spent, he does all
does.
day, every day.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because my
spoilers
time is limited,
different.
I'm
Okay.
more so like I try to bribe them with the
Yeah.
nice things. But
Yeah, we
You
have
good and I'll buy you a bite.
5
Yeah.
boys, so I'm also like the disciplinarian too. But definitely,
Okay.
in terms of
Yeah.
time taken, I would say
I think
that.
it's both of
It's
us
both of
in,
y'all.
in different
Different
arenas.
aspects.
Yeah,
Got it.
definitely.
Okay. Who is more likely to say, let's spend the money, we'll make it back?
Me.
her.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
that's
me
right.
all day long.
We
He's
gonna get it back.
logistics.
Yes.
I'm emotional.
Girl, listen, if it sparkles and it makes me happy,
You know.
buy it. It's fine.
Hello.
Who gives the best advice?
He does.
Okay.
I would say he does when it comes to like structure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. He's the structure. Okay.
Yes.
Who snores the loudest?
He does.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is
I
fun.
don't hear what I sound like.
He's like, I don't know nothing about
All
that.
day.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Obviously.
Not my dog, not
Let
my
me
fight.
tell you, yes.
Not
all
my
day.
dog.
Him.
Yeah. Okay. And the last one is, who's the better cook?
She is hands down, no debate.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
that might have been the clearest
I
one.
love
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that just
Yeah.
I would let him
Yeah.
speak for that.
But not just better than me. I put her against anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what they say, little
And he said that with
hair.
his whole chest.
Oh, yeah,
He said, I put her against anybody. I love that. Look, y'all look warmed up. So let's get started, man. Like when I first started looking at you guys' business, it is impeccable. Like from the aesthetics to the vision to what you guys stand for, like it's exceptional in every way. And I'm so proud of what you guys have created. But before we talk about business,
Yes.
I want to know, how did you guys meet? How did this love story begin?
Oh wow, that's a crazy one, but kind of fun. I would probably speak onto that because it kind of started with me.
Okay.
Crazy enough.
Okay.
I remember. So I used to do my husband's little sister's hair.
Really?
Yes,
Through
it
her
is
talent.
crazy. Yes,
Yeah.
through my talent, I guess. So I used to do his little sister's hair.
Okay.
And I remember his dad one time came to my godmom's house at the time, and they know each other, and he's just kind of like, I'm trying to sell off my son, and he's going back on all of his
I'm trying to
kids.
sell off my
Yeah,
son.
you know,
I
and
cannot.
he's telling my
I can't.
client, he's like, what do you do? What are you graduating with? I have a son. He's pretty
vetting
cool.
people for him.
He's vetting
sure.
people for
I'm
him.
so here for it.
And
I'm
I
so here for
remember
it.
him mentioning him to me one time, and then I was like, "Wait a minute, why are you selling off my man?" And he was like,
not.
"Well, you didn't seem interested in him." I said, "I didn't say that at the time." I'm like, "Man, I'm so busy. I have a million and 10
Right.
things going. I'm just
Right.
having a conversation.
Right.
So I'm not thinking it's gonna lead anywhere. I'm just messing
Right.
with him." And then I remember that evening I got home. And then he was like, I'm going to tell my son about you. And I was like, yeah. I'm just thinking it's a
Right.
joke.
Right.
A couple of
Right.
days later, I get a message on Instagram. And then they say, hey, this is Ketrell Marshall, a.k.a. Bank of America. My dad gave me your Instagram. The reason I called him Bank of America is because for the life of me, I could not remember his name.
Okay, so I do the same thing. If I can't remember you in my phone,
Yes.
like I got like
I call yes. So I literally would call him based on what he did because that was his dad's selling
She said
point.
Bank of
My
America.
son worked for Bank of America. And I was like, okay, Bank of America. So that was just the name that I called him for the longest until I could remember his name.
Yeah.
So how long after that did y'all go on a date?
Was it about a week or two after?
No, actually
longer?
not. So because his dad reached out to us and reached out at like around the end of November is
Okay.
whenever he reached out.
Okay.
And then I would say we had our first date after Christmas.
Yes,
Because you
that's
came
correct.
down. I lived in Greensboro. He lived in Charlotte.
Okay.
So crazy enough, I was from Charlotte, but
Okay.
then he was from Greensboro and we switched. I went to school at UNCG. He went to UNC Charlotte. So it's like, typical kid, and you want to be far from home, but
Greensboro
not
go to
too
Charlotte,
far.
Charlotte go to
Right.
Greensboro.
Yeah,
Right.
so
And
that's-
Charlotte is the city.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So it's the city for the Greensboro kids,
Right.
but for the Charlotte kids, we're like,
It's home.
no.
I'm
yes,
good.
Exactly.
we're going to be
Right.
fine. So he went to see his family in Greensboro
Okay.
for, he took a vacation,
Yep.
and then he was like, okay, let's go ahead and set something up. And that was our first date right after
That's a
Christmas.
fact. Yeah. Shout out
And
Pops.
Yeah, shout out Daddy for
No, like,
for
seriously.
hooking it up.
Like, seriously, shout out to Pops.
That is absolutely amazing. So how long have y'all been together?
So we met in, I would say, we met in December of 2019.
Correct.
And we've been with each other ever since. Yeah.
Some
So like we
things-
were a COVID relationship.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
things are just meant to be.
Some things are really just meant to be,
Just
honestly.
meant to be. And there's nothing that changes it. It
Yeah.
just, when the stars align.
It really
is
does.
what
It
is.
really does.
Oh my gosh. I do my research, right? But like some stuff I can only get from y'all.
For sure.
So
Right.
that's why I was
Yeah.
like, how did y'all meet? Because I couldn't find that in my research.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your culture and just like when thinking about like braiding salons or braiding in general, just from your country, like braiding is where you learn lessons and you hear stories and you talk about relationship building, etc. What about home did you think that you wanted to incorporate when you thought about having your own space?
I would say that's one of like the kind of like the selling point that I had to pretty much, pour to my husband before going on this journey. One thing that I wanted to bring from back home would be the community. That's one thing that we really pride ourselves in our salon. Like whenever people come in there, their salon auntie, salon
Yes.
cousin, salon
Yes.
niece.
Yes.
We have conversation, open table. We make fun of one another
Yes.
and laugh and crack jokes. And it's like, oh, girl, you're not doing that. Oh, you're ordering food again? It's like, okay, what are we doing with big back activities today? Like we have
Yes.
an amazing time, and it's just a full community.
Uh-huh.
And that's what it was like back home. You're getting your hair done, you eat. You call somebody to bring food from the street food, and then they bring it up to you guys, and then everybody's sharing, having conversation, talking about the hard topics, the laughable ones. It just feels like time passed by quicker.
Right.
And I wanted to bring that back because we've been so lost in this culture of oneness
Yep.
that we forget that being together is what builds community, but builds culture, if anything, is what helps with our mental health.
And I was a salon girl growing up. It was all day.
Yeah.
You took your breakfast with you. You ordered lunch while you were there.
Mhm.
But the lessons that you learned and the conversations that you had, they shaped you.
Yes,
as
they
you
did.
got older. And then especially like now I'm in a suite, so I'm by myself. So you said the oneness. You are absolutely correct because people have gotten away from the full salon floor plan, thinking that I can do this by myself.
Yep.
It's all about building community.
Yeah.
And that was done with, sorry to cut you off. That
No,
was
you're
done
good.
with intention too, because when we were talking about designing the look and layout, we wanted to be open concept,
Right.
certain aesthetics to create that environment. So,
Absolutely. And it is all about community.
Yep.
Yes.
And sometimes the beauty industry can be lonely. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna move on from that.
Shared moment.
It can be lonely.
That's a black woman look when you look at
Okay.
each other.
I know.
And
Yeah.
you know everything you needed to say. Yes,
within that look.
I got that.
Yes.
That look is all I need.
Now, Ketrell, just talking to you, and when Rebeka first came to you with this idea of building a open floor plan salon, the aesthetics, the numbers, the logistics, what was the first thing that went through your head when she talked about, babe, let's do a salon?
Well, anything Rebeka brings to me, like she has the character, the will to push it through. Like she's gonna, whatever she brings to me, I like to hear and analyze what she's saying. But when it was a salon specifically, I thought it made the most sense and in line with what she already does.
Right.
I've never talked to my family growing up about hair. Then she touches their heads. Now they talk to me about hair all the time. Can I get on Rebeka's schedule and all that stuff? So I knew, and then I just knew her talent, her reviews, everything was phenomenal. So when she brought it to my attention, I was just listening out, and I'm like, this is a beautiful opportunity. We can, take advantage of it. And I really just wanted to hear like what vision she had for herself, and then how can I remove the roadblocks and make that more, accessible for her.
Doing what husbands do. Doing what they do.
The young kids these days say clocked. That's
Clock
what they
it,
say.
Okay.
I learned that a few months ago. I was like, okay, that's a good one. Okay, go husband. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And that's the thing, right? Because I think, Rebeka, your talent alone speaks for itself, right? Like I'm here for giving people their rightful flowers. Your talent is absolutely undeniable. And I'm going to call you because I'm going to need you next month.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
I got you.
I'm going to drop that right there. But
I will make myself available for you.
It is absolutely undeniable. But the marriage of the talent and the business coming together is like literally God just blessing it. And it's a beautiful thing to see. If you think about, so how long were you independently working, like in a braid salon, et cetera, before you said, I could probably do this on my own?
So crazy enough, I was actually took more of a non-traditional route into being a salon owner.
Right.
I actually never worked at a salon
now.
suite.
Come on now.
I have never really understood that. And I wanted to, people talked about, commission salon and
right.
I wanted someone who provided value. And I couldn't figure out what the value were coming from when I was already providing it for myself. So like for me, it was like, absolutely not. So literally I had an entire room dedicated to this was my salon. I started off in front of my living room just doing my thing, and then I eventually moved into a salon field. I had my TV on the wall, my chair, I had all of my accessories, everything that I needed, and I was like, this is all I need. And that was the path that I took. So I actually never went that route.
Do you know how impressive that is?
Thanks.
That is impressive. And that just goes to show that you were talented for a very long time.
For sure.
And I did that for a while. I think it was from actually getting paid. I've also hardly ever had a job. I think I worked for 6 months my entire life. And I remember waking up one day in the winter of like 2017, and then I was like, welcome to Verizon Wireless. How may I assist you? And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to
stupid. I don't want to do this.
I was like, oh, these people done got my brain. I can't think straight. I said, I was like, you know what? Give me my little check. I'll pay my rent, and I'll figure out the rest.
But that's the blessing. Like, you always hear people say God gives you exactly what you need, right? Everything that you need is already inside of you. But what a blessing and what a gift to be able to use what he gave you to create the life that you want. Clock that. That's
what we say, what the kids say.
Clock that. I like that. Now, as a husband, like everyone gets to see Rebeka working, boss lady in the salon, etc. You get 24 hours, Rebeka. What do you see in her that most people don't get a chance to?
In terms of like what she's like,
yes,
the things so that shared moment that y'all shared, I think that is kind of like what it is, because like being a braider, you're standing up all day, 12, 16-hour days,
right,
depending on the style, obviously, and then it's a physical pain, back, all like it's a very laborious job. So
absolutely,
and so that physical dedication, and then she's so big emotionally and connects with the client, so it's like that type of dedication you have to give. And then also as a leader amongst our team, right? She wants to make sure every head meets her standard per se. So like that's a lot of brain capacity she's having to juggle with salon operations alone. Outside of that, she since 2022, you've had 4 births.
They got 5 kids, y'all. Do you see? Rebeka looked 12. Let's talk about that for a second. She looked 12.
That's true.
She don't look like she had 5 kids. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. No. So like when I say like put her body against the line, I see all of that, all the sacrifices, the late night juggling in her brain of like trying to juggle all of these things. So it's amazing to see. I try to protect her from as much of it as possible. Some of it's unavoidable because it like comes with the territory.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think just her will is what I get to see, and all the things she sacrifices. Like, I mean, we signed our lease and we were in the hospital from giving birth.
To twins. Yes.
To the twins.
We signed our lease
because she came from the non-traditional background of like braiding from home.
Right.
She had to go through and get the proper licensing, and she had just
Right.
gave birth. So, all of these things I'm watching her having to work through, right? And so, not to be too long-winded, I think some of those things
I'm
speak
here
to
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
So she was in the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
And y'all were signing the lease.
I was
I had to,
literally
yeah.
shivering, and I'm telling my husband, I'm like, am I even supposed to sign this? And they said, I'm not
Under
supposed to be.
duress.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm under duress. Like, I'm stressed out.
Trust me, baby, we need this right now. We got this.
And he was like, we have to execute
Yeah.
this
'Cause we
today.
need it by a certain time.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that they can push it through. And I literally had just pushed out 2 entire human
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah.
And I could not keep my eyes open. I'm
You was
shivering. Yes, I am
looks just like it,
shivering
actually.
because I done scared all of the doctors, and I'm trying to muster as much strength I had to
Yes,
sign
yes.
the lease.
But yeah.
That was literally the
Yeah.
beginning of our journey.
Yeah.
So you talked about trying to protect her, right? And one of my biggest questions is that how do you find the balance between, I love her, I want to watch her grow, being dad, and being in charge of the business, like the logistics. She's the talent, she's the talent and the visionary, and you are the one who is in charge of the business side. How do you make that balance?
Yeah. From the business standpoint, it's obviously about being transparent with our numbers, making sure we're aligned on what we're trying to accomplish. And
Right.
does this, whatever the question is, does this lead us towards that, or
Right.
is that
Away
steering us off?
from-
Right. And then from just pure salon operation standpoint, sometimes when she just has like a crazy day or something like that, I do have the liberty of, like, I work remote, so sometimes just my presence being there gives her like a calming peace. So something like that.
It does.
But Rebeka, I say all the time, whenever I have women come on the show, and as soon as you talk about that man, they lighten up. They get comfortable. You can always tell when a woman is properly loved, and the truth is that marriage is about partnership. How many times, and we talked about this briefly off camera, but how many times have you had an idea off of raw emotion and been like, babe, I want to do, and he says, let's look at the numbers.
Yes. Oh my God. Countless amount of time. Honestly, he's really a lot of my anchor. And he, even though whenever you're sometimes like a visionary and you know that that's who you are, you know that you were made to create. Sometimes that same thing can also be something that can hurt you.
Absolutely.
It can cause a lot of harm.
Absolutely.
So like having a partner that loves you correctly, not only do they allow you to, not when I use the word allowed, I know people get a little crazy about that, but I love that word.
I know what you mean.
Because
Yes.
that word is extremely important into marriage.
It is.
So when I say when they allow you to be in the spaces where you could fully create, but they could also be that same person that can say halt.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
it's a beautiful mixture of the both.
Yes, it's like a
right?
pause in the middle of a storm because as a creative, your mind is crazy. Somebody was telling me the story about this guy Einstein, and they were saying that he was such a genius that he had to paint his door a certain color because he couldn't remember what his front door looked like.
Wow.
And it's like whenever you're creative, your mind is so overwhelmed with so much things that sometimes you don't understand that you're walking into a trap, that you're walking into something you should be doing. So whenever you have a partner that really loves you properly, they look at the overview of everything and they think for you when you can't. It doesn't mean that you're still not that creative. It just
Right.
means that you have a partner that truly sees the bigger picture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that I'm here for allow. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Because the truth is that when you are married, you are under a covering.
Yes.
He is your covering.
Yes.
And as women who are business owners, sometimes we get into I'm the boss all the time. And then when you come home, you got to remember that you are under a covering. So I'm here for that in every way. In terms of the business, let's talk about the team. How many braiders do you have now?
Yeah, so right now we have a team of, I think around, all of us is 8 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. And we have 2 additional chairs that we just added that we're getting the stations situated for that. So we're going to be working on adding 2 additional stylists in there. So I think right now our team is, plus me and everybody, we're almost 10 Yes, and that's not even including our marketing team and the booking team, people that do all the stuff on the background before the clients even get there. So yeah,
So on average, have you gotten to a place to where you're delegating now, or are you still in all of it?
So I would say, we're kind of slowly diving into our second year of business.
Okay.
And I'm getting to the place where now I'm only doing certain services.
I'm here for that.
And I've halted a lot of stuff unless I'm actually not taking any new clients unless it is a luxury service. And my regular clients are the one that can get more of I'm more open with my regular clients. I do know like a lot of things. I'm still so much in business.
Right.
Because one thing that I really remember and I cracked the joke about is when we talk about delegating, but there's certain things that you still have to be in there for. I remember seeing a post and Oprah were talking about how she still cuts her check till this day. And let me tell you, honey, that checkbook.
Let me tell you something. I know where all the money's
I
at.
know where all the money's at.
It.
Okay, that will never be delegated. Okay,
we got the money.
I need to know.
I don't need nobody for that.
Where is it at? Where is it going? What did it go for? What was the calculation?
I got that.
So it's like that's kind of the part. But like when it comes to like staff maintenance, salon, I have an amazing team. Like our manager is excellent at. She handles the customers whenever we have an issue, whenever someone needs to come in and do XYZ, whenever we have new team coming in. They are so excellent. And my husband, honestly, handles the bigger bulk of hiring, believe it or not.
Okay.
He's the reason why we have almost all of our staff.
Wow.
He's done that all on his own. He schedules the appointment. He schedules them to come in. And then once they come in, I just take it from there.
So let's talk about that for a second. So, Ketrell, what do you look for when you're looking for new braiders and new team members for the business?
For sure. First, we obviously look at their work, right? We have like an application, so we see their questions, also their answers to our questions, and then we typically try to have a conversation with them, right, to make sure they're a good fit, and then we invite them to see their work in person, and then what our salon looks like, how it is, and then so they can get a feel for the type of clientele they'll be working with. Okay. And then they're obviously leaning on them to judge the quality of the work and decide if we want to move forward.
Okay. Now, from the aspect of like being able, have you said no before? Have you had
applicant?
Yes. Have you had people who had talent, but they just didn't fit in the aesthetic of what you guys are building?
We've encountered that, for sure.
We've encountered that so many times, and that's why it's like, I know that we live in a society where like everybody wants to be free of expression.
Yeah.
However, However, I'm understanding as a business owner, and I'm so glad that I was brought up this way. I was brought up I would guess in American household would be old school, and an African household would be this is just what it is.
This is what it is.
I was very much brought up to how you present yourself matter. Have a little fun, but also be, very, very intentional about how you portray yourself everywhere you go. First impression is all you have. You don't get a second, you don't get a third. When somebody understands who you are, that's where they stick with, right? So a lot of the time, like even hiring staff, I will skim through the social media and I'm like, no.
Nope. Yeah.
And I mean, how good your work is how you present yourself does not reflect what we're looking for in our business. If you're not kind-hearted, if you're not a loving person, if you don't present yourself in a certain manner into which you care about what you're putting out there,
absolutely, that
does matter, because what happens is just one bad apple could completely ruin the culture that we work so hard to build, and that's a no.
And the truth is that people think, oh, it's my page, I post what I want. But when you are connecting yourself to a brand,
and a community that we're building, right?
Yes,
we're not doing that. And even this podcast is growing, is small. It's emerging. It's not small.
Oh, nothing small about it.
We're using our words.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot tell you the number of people who reach out, who want to be a part of this, who want to be on the podcast, and I am so selective because this is a manifestation of a God idea, and I'm so careful. And last season when I was talking to my husband about, couples, I just feel like, well, none of us are perfect, right? You're not looking for perfection. What you're looking for is someone with like mind. somebody who is growing, somebody who is building, somebody who is truly looking to build legacy. And in terms of your team, are you guys looking to grow right now?
Yes. So,
Sure.
yeah, we are looking to grow.
Yeah.
I think we have a few applications that we're sorting through.
Okay.
We have a few people that we're kind of trying to onboard now onto the team. And, but yeah, really what's happening is I'm looking for an elite stylist to take over my seat.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's
big
kind of
shoes to fill.
that's kind of what we are right now.
That's going to be hard, Rebeka.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm so excited about that. I'm really looking for someone that will completely take on what it is that I kind of carry in the salon and to start walking my way into slowly retiring. So we'll see.
So I am so proud of y'all. Like, I saw you on Instagram at the beginning of the year. And I'd never seen a braid salon like that before. Never. I've been in Charlotte for 20 years, and I've seen the big salons. I've seen the small salons. I've seen the salons we're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's something special, and just like your husband said, in terms of not wanting to contaminate the community that you've worked so hard on keeping to itself and to grow. Are you guys looking to expand?
Yes. So that's kind of like one of the things that we've talked about. We've talked about expanding. And one of the things that we are focused on now is like honing in on all this thing that we need, management, everything. Because we want to make sure, like, whenever I always like kind of laugh at whenever someone is doing business and then the moment they start to see just a little bit of success, like, well, time to jump, time to do it again.
Let's do
and
something
it's
else.
like, no, whenever everything has to be strategically planned, right? So what we're doing now is we've seen what it is that we've been able to do.
Okay.
We want to make sure it's almost like you're having a hold moment.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
let me see how far I can hold
Yeah.
this while working on background on
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
things look like in other spaces,
Yeah.
so that we're having a good understanding that this can be duplicated, right? So that's one of the things that we're working on, because once you kind of move prematurely based off of a season,
Right.
you tend to make mistakes, but now you
Right.
have, all these salons, all these fees,
Yep.
all these extra things,
Yep.
and not able to kind of get yourself out of, a hard time when it happens.
So I think that Ketrell's rubbing off on you, because before you were like, oh no, I want to do it. This is quick,
yeah.
this is quick. And now you're like, let's pause.
Yes.
Let's hold.
So,
like that's amazing to see. Like, and I always say in relationships before marriage, one or two things happen. Either one person rubs off on the other person rubs off on that person, or equally you guys rub off on each other. Because you're equally pouring into each other. As I mentioned, they have 5 babies. What is home like?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I don't have no idea.
I have no idea.
What?
That's hilarious.
But because it's like, and I know that I say this all the time, but I tell people that we will not be in the spaces that we're in if it wasn't for my husband. And I know that I give him credit for a lot of things, and especially it might be a little bit taboo for me being African, because we're breded to take care of, to be of service. And I see my mother as an amazing mom. She's a business owner. My mom works 7 days a week in her and my father's business, but she still manages to cook. She still manages to clean. She still manages to do a lot of things. But then I see a lot of my dad and my husband, because my husband is one of those partners that you don't have to ask him much. So he's like, he will take care of whatever it is that is children included, right? So what that means is, like, my husband will make sure the car's clean. He'll make sure the beds are where it needs to be. He'll make sure the kids get to school, because I'm not able to make it because I have to start work at 7:00. He's made sure within the last few years of us having children that his schedule was so flexible at work. Whatever he took allowed room for him to be a father.
That's a good man, Savannah.
And
That's a good man.
I'm telling you. And then it's just like, he's been super excellent, the backbone of it. My husband is the type to say, what would you like to have for dinner tonight? Instead of the other way around, understanding that I've had a roster of a day. He's a type for me to come home and say, hey, I put the clothes in the washer and dryer and they're out. Would you mind just folding them whenever you get back? Or I'll try to, I'd rather I do it because we've had a talk about that. Because when he folds, honey,
listen,
when I tell you.
You see my husband back there like, I don't fold clothes.
When he
see him
folds,
back there, right?
Let me tell you, when my husband folds, you end up with a trench coat inside of the drawer. Okay.
All right.
I'm like, now I have no space for nothing. Okay.
Hazel says it's clean though.
He said it's clean. That's all I got for you. So he's that type of husband. Like he might even pick up a vacuum a time or two and do a little something. He's just really excellent at not just being a father, but also just like an all-around human being. So
and,
yeah.
I think that we've taken, and this might sound bad, we've taken feminism too far in some stance. You see me,
honey.
I saw that. Yep.
We don't need a black woman look.
And I heard you. And the truth is that we were created to be a helpmate, right? Marriage is about partnership. There isn't you do this and I do this and you do this and I do this. It's filling a void. I love LMA's song 100. If you got 20 and I got 80, we still got it.
We still got it.
We still got it. It doesn't matter. Some days he's going to have it and you're not. And some days you're going to have it and he's not. But it's about the partnership. How old are your babies? Let's talk about that real quick.
So we have one that I had before marriage who's 9 years old. Then we have a 3-year-old that's about to be 4 in October, my sweetheart. And then the other one is Kelvin.
Okay.
The big brother.
Okay.
The helper, the excellent little boy. Then we have Deuce, the big boss who runs the house.
Deuce run the house.
Yes,
okay.
Deuce
okay.
So then we have the twins, who is Kingston and Knight. And
I love that.
Yeah.
Kingston and Knight.
Yes, and they are almost 2 years old in December.
Okay.
And then we have a 6-month-old Cairo.
You got a 6-month-old?
Yes.
Girl, you look good.
Can't tell, right?
There you go. You look good. Do you hear me?
Well, don't flatter me.
Come on now. Listen, I am all about giving your flowers,
Thank
man.
you. I appreciate that.
Y'all are doing some exceptional work. And to be able to build something this big, this impactful, and still remain to love each other, still have connection, still be able to say, like, I couldn't do none of this without him, and for him to be able to say, okay, babe, we can make this dream come true. We just got to figure out logistics-wise how this is going to
make it work.
Absolutely exceptional. I am so grateful for y'all coming today. This was everything I thought it was going to be.
Yes, I enjoyed this.
Before we leave, last season I had mothers on and I asked them to leave a love letter to their kids. Well, this season we have couples. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to give a love letter to each other in this moment. You guys decide whoever goes first. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I think a lot of times in business, we're so busy building, right? We're building, we're trying to make sure that what we have is sustained. We're trying to prepare for the future. And sometimes we're trying to just sit in the moment, right? This is a sit in the moment. I want you guys take a couple seconds and give each other your love letter.
I feel like because I'm the most romantic person.
Go ahead, let's
crowned me romantic.
Let's
I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is I want to cheer to an excellent person, and I call him my excellent person. Not only because he is, like I was saying earlier, not because you're a good father, you're a good husband, but really because being all of those things start with who you are in the core. And who you are in the core is undeniably good, that everything else comes together literally effortlessly. You are not only a great partner, but you are someone who leads with patience, who leads with understanding, and even in the middle of chaos, you are someone who leads with complete comprehension. You try to understand people, not just me. So this love letter is not just for you being my husband. It's for you being an amazing human being that God created. You are all around the person that makes other people day better. You put a smile at everybody's faces that you talk to. You lighten everyone's day that you come across, and you are truly an enjoyable person. Everyone that get to know you, get to know the kind-hearted, the loving person, the softness, the kindness, but also the structure that you are. You are the person that keeps everybody together, but not only that, you are a person that's worth seeing heaven.
Yeah. I should have went first. That was amazing.
Oh my God.
I don't. Whoa.
You're crazy.
She said,
Lord.
Ketrell, I'm going to let you go, but she said that you are worth seeing heaven.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
You're going to make me cry.
I feel like,
Oh, my goodness.
That was amazing, babe. I received that.
Lord.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
May I hold your hand?
Of course.
There we go. All right. Well, for this letter, I'm just so proud of you. This is a big moment right here. And I'm excited that you get to continue to share your talents with the world. I want to continue to make sure I'm placing you in a position to be able to be the best version of yourself at all times. Yeah. You're a phenomenal wife, mother, business owner. Everything you do is always going to be surrounded with excellence. I love your intentionality and how much you strive to accomplish what seems unaccomplishable. And I just want to let you know you always have my back no matter what. And I love you so much, okay?
I love you.
All right.
Y'all, this is why I love this space. I love this space so much simply because it's raw, it's completely unfiltered. And so often in life, people see the arrival. They see the beautiful braid bar. They see you guys on social media. They don't know the sacrifice. They don't know the tears. They don't know the numbers. They don't know the logistics. All they see is the end product. My prayer for y'all is that God strengthens y'all's marriage with longevity, with love, with peace, with the desires of your heart. And that this season will be a head nod to God and to everything that's coming beyond this. I appreciate y'all for y'all time. I thank you so much for coming here because you could have been anywhere else, and you chose to be here.
We wanted to be here.
We were supposed to be.
We wanted to be here. And just to close in, you are an amazing person, and getting to know you, you're so vibrant, you're so kind, and I want you to know that if there's any solace, this is what you were meant to be doing. So I hope that you continue in your excellency. And
Appreciate that. I appreciate you so much, y'all. Season 4 is going to be exceptional in every single way. Yes. The Marshalls came and left it all on the mic. I am so grateful for this time. How can they find you guys? How can they connect with you guys on social media?
Yes.
Give them Luxe Braid Bar.
Yeah, so we have a luxebraidbar.co, and that is LUXE braidbar.co, and that is our Instagram. And then I'm Rebeka Marshall. That's REBEKA. My last name Marshall 10, and that is my Instagram.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and Ketrell Marshall, KDM_05 is the Instagram. But we hope to see you all at the salon.
Yeah.
Y'all, the executive chair is the place where stories build legacy, and legacy is what we leave as our imprint on this place. Until next time, y'all, the executive chair.